What's going on, everybody? It's K4K Crypto here. We got something juicy today. New information, fresh, hot off the press. I thought about it a little bit, but I mean, as soon as I saw the tweet, basically I was like, okay, PulseX was already my favorite. Now it's like undeniable best, in my opinion. Look at this information, guys. I'm going to break it down for you. Don't forget to like and comment, subscribe. That helps the channel, helps it grow, helps people find out about this in the future after you've already gotten in early. You know, you want more people to find out about this, right? So when people see this video in a year and all excited about PulseX, that helps the price go up. So helps yourself out to help this channel out, in my opinion. That's why I like to like and comment and subscribe to all the other YouTubers in the ecosystem. It just helps everybody out. And they do great content. I would like and comment regardless. But anyway, this stuff is awesome. Let's get talking to it. Let's get talking about it. All right. So I'm just going to read it off. Let's make myself a little smaller here. Watching PulseX devs test some features. I could see staking PLSX to get the incentive token, but not PulseX, as there's no inflation. Testing is going well. Oh boy. If you guys have seen my earlier videos, I made videos talking about what could PulseX look like. It's probably going to be, it was said to be a fork of PancakeSwap, which is just a fork of Uniswap. So they're using code that PancakeSwap just copies Uniswap, and we're copying features of both that we want. It's open source stuff. So that's what open source is about. It's about improving and having public knowledge bases so that you can improve this stuff to help everybody. So that's what they're doing. They're using the best of these things that have been tried and true and safe and secure, and now they're adding better benefits. Let me tell you why it's better. Normally, so what this is showing is basically it's just like Pancake syrup pools, where you would their coin is Cake token. Okay, it's Pancake. And I'll just show you that right now before we get back into this. Oop. Bop. Wrong one. Now, doesn't this look very similar to this? Eh? Eh? Oh, whoops. Let me hide this. That down. Now, doesn't that look very similar to what we have here? Even the words are the same. It's like, just stake Cake to earn high APR, low risk. Just stake some tokens to earn high APR, low risk. And the auto PulseX bounty, PulseX bounty. I don't know if you guys can see my thing, but auto Cake bounty. So it's very, very similar layout. They may have their own branding scheme, and this is just like the shell they're using for right now, just because it works for functionally wise for testing. So we may see some cool branding, because they have that awesome PulseX brand logo and the red and green. I doubt they're gonna have this purple turquoise with red and green. That would look horrible. So they're probably gonna reskin it. So don't be worried oh, it looks just like PancakeSwap. Aren't people gonna be confused? I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I think that's just it's the early testing of they're doing all the back end stuff, and if that works, then a reskin is you can pay anyone to do that. But I think they're just working on the functionality with an interface that's already working. So I think that's why it looks so similar, and it's what they're getting the code from mostly. So let's go back to PulseX pools. Just stake some tokens, earn high APR, and it's low risk. You know why it's low risk? Because you only have to stake PulseX. That means no impermanent loss. And people who don't know what that is, it's whenever you're in a pool using two different tokens, and you go in at a ratio between those two tokens. And basically, whether the price of one of those tokens goes up a lot or one goes down a lot, your position is constantly trying to keep that ratio basically of dollar value, but it's also kind of just between the units of the tokens. But it's basically, it is affected by the dollar value of all the other coins, because then people will come in and trade to change the ratio of your stuff. So it's not technically determined by dollar ratio, but it has an effect on it. But basically, that ratio is trying to be maintained. So whenever the price of one of those coins goes way up, like 10x, you don't actually experience a 10x just because half of your coins in that pool were that coin. You're actually selling that down to maintain the same ratio that you had when you put the liquidity in. And so you might experience like a 2x in value on a 10x versus getting the whole 10x on your whole stack. If you were to, instead of having that other half of the other coin, you could have had all of the coin that went up 10x, and that means you have like way more money. And so that's the risk you have for providing liquidity, which is what everyone else has to do to get this incentive token, which we don't have a lot of information on, but I'll explain kind of some potential things for that in this video. So this is really cool because a lot of people were, they were wrong already, but they're like, what's the value of PulseX? Like, we need Pulse to do transactions on the network, so Pulse should be more valuable. Like, people think that's what gives it value. And really, it didn't matter before, because it's like, well, what's the value of Amazon stock? It goes up 32% every year. You can't do anything with it. It just appreciates. That was what PulseX was about. If it gets that buy and burn pressure from that address, it's going to get buy pressure from anything else in the whole ecosystem having trading volume, which just means if there's buying and selling of stuff on anything, that means there's buy pressure for PulseX. That's already in itself huge, like crazy buy pressure. Like that nothing else is getting. It's not like it gets split up amongst everything or a couple coins. It may potentially buy other stuff, like probably Richard Hart favorite coins, but its original plan was to be for PulseX, so I'm assuming it's gonna we'll have to wait and see. Probably gonna do that. And so nothing else is getting that treatment. And so that alone made me really bullish, and the fact